Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Mama Jo here. It is an absolutely beautiful fall day out there. The sun is shining and the weather is cool but slowly starting to warm up. So what do I have for you all today? Well, I'm kind of winging this one. I've been really interested in our air fryer here lately, and I've been thinking that some pizza rolls would be really good, and I want to try them in the air fryer. But first I want to make some dipping sauce. It's kind of like pizza sauce. I have a small can. It was up in the cabinet. 8 ounces of Roma tomatoes. I don't know if I'm saying it, contadina sauce. I'm going to put this in a small bowl. I had a large jar of sauce up there, but I didn't want to open it just for this recipe. I could save that for something else. And this was sitting up in my cabinet, so I thought I would just use it. I used the little can opener on it, but for some reason it didn't cut it all the way off. Okay, so we're going to want to season it up. So I'm going to put in some brown sugar. You could use white sugar. Do about 2 teaspoons. That helps to with the bitterness and the acidic. It'll tone it down a little bit. Probably should have grabbed my whisk. And then I'm going to put some Italian seasoning. Some dried Italian seasoning. About a teaspoon. Some oregano. About a teaspoon. Gotta have some garlic powder. Like I said, I'm just winging it today, so we're gonna see. Onion powder. I'm going to give her a little taste here. Let me get everything mixed in. I'm going to use some Lowry's seasoned salt. I'm just going to start off with a teaspoon, and then I'm going to taste it after we get everything in there. Because that's a small can, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just stirring everything. Now I have a couple more things I want to add to this. Let me grab a small spoon though. Gotta have an idea of what we're working with. It's got enough salt. I was going to add a little of this, but I don't know. Let me put in just a teaspoon. Worcestershire sauce. I know, I have a hard time saying it every time. And I had a little bit of this left over. It is Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheese. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it and use it up. I'm going to dump that in there. Now we're going to need some more cheese for on top of our pizza rolls too. I have that. Okay, I got another spoon. I think that was a nice addition. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take the sauce and I'm going to stick it in the fridge. I'm going to get a cover and I'm going to stick this in the fridge. And I'm going to get my area here cleaned up and get rid of these spices and stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Hey, what I did was, I thought I had bought the crescent rolls, you know, that comes in a sheet. Obviously I didn't, because I have the triangles over here, but I'm going to try to make it work for what I have in plan. Here. The directions also, I didn't know that there were air fryer instructions already on here. I was originally going to preheat my air fryer to 325, but here it tells you air fry at 300 and do not preheat, and it says cook 6 minutes and use tongs to turn rolls over. And then it says cook an additional 4 minutes or until crescents are golden. So it's about 10 minutes. I had planned on putting them in there 8 to 10 minutes anyways. So what I think I'm going to do here is, let me see. I want to leave them in one like square sheet instead of, and I'm going to like pinch the seams together, and then I'm going to cut it right down to half, and I'll show you why here in just a second. And of course I don't want to cut it on my sill pack, so I'm just going to separate it for right now into rectangles, and you'll see where I'm going here in just a second. And I'm pinching the seams together to seal it. I'm going to turn that over, make sure. I'm going to pinch it on this side too, because I would like for them to stay together. And over here I have some pepperoni, and I have some sliced mozzarella. Okay, that one's been sealed on that side. So I'm going to go with their advice and try without preheating the air fryer first. I got to make sure I take down my smoke detector too. All right, let me see if I can move my cutting board over here so you all can see what I'm doing. Oh, I have some melted butter in the refrigerator too. I have, it's either 4 or 5 tablespoons. All right, I'm just going to get, do I want my pizza cutter? Because I'm not going to show you every single, I'm just going to cut it right down the middle, as close as to the middle that I can. So we got 2 strips, like that. Okay. And then, I'm not sure how parchment paper would work for this. I found out with scrapple, if you're going to air fry scrapple, it's kind of almost a must to use parchment paper, because you know it gets really delicate. It'll start to get, like, scrapple will get crispy on one side, but you have to flip it over. and it'll get really soft on the bottom side. But it seemed like it really helped with that. But I used it for something else the other day. I think it was fish. Yes, it was. It was cod. And even though I punched holes all through that parchment paper, the juices were setting on top. It was cooking the fish, but it was taking away from getting nice and crisp the way I wanted it to. So I ended up taking the parchment paper off and putting it just on the basket itself, and it was much, much better when I did it that way. So I think I'm just going to use my wire basket and spray it. So, you know, you might want to try it with parchment paper. You might have like the basket pull out. I've never had one of them, so I'm not sure how they work. So I'm going to spray that over here. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of cheese out. Pull it out of here. I can get my fingers to work here today. Okay, I'm going to cut this in half also. Okay, and I'm just going to put it right here, side by side. Might have to stretch the dough a little bit. I'm going to get some of my pepperoni. And I'm just going to kind of layer it across there and overlap them a little bit. And what I'm doing is I am keeping the edge down here straight, and it's going to stick out on the top. I'll probably do 4 across there and see how that looks. Okay, then I'm going to start to roll it up on one end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm bringing that across, but I'm going to stretch my dough. And I'm going to fasten it like that. See, it kind of looks like a little flower on top. That's what the bottom looks like, nice and flat. Now what I'm going to do is I have that melted butter. I'm going to put a little melted butter on it, and I'm going to sprinkle a little garlic powder, and I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to repeat that until I get them all done. And I'm going to bring you guys back, okay? Hold on. Okay, folks, this is the first batch that came out. I don't know if I like their recommended not preheating it, and I set it at 300. I set the timer, I want to say, for 10 minutes. Well, the problem with not preheating is the timer starts to go ahead and count down. So by the time 10 minutes was up, it was definitely not done. So what I did was put them in for, I think, another extra 5 minutes. So I think since this is the first batch, and I'm not sure if they're completely done. They seem like they are, but you got to realize there's also cheese inside of there. I'm going to let these cool off a little bit. And then I'm working over here on another can. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have the same amount as the last one, but the last 4 is just going to have pepperoni and the dough, because I ran out of cheese. So if you decide to try to make this was 12 slice pack, so you'll need more than one 12 slice pack, because you're cutting each slice in half and you're using the 2 halves on each one of these. So I'm going to preheat my oven back, and after I get all these done, and I'm going to wait till it's preheated, and then I'm going to stick it in and check the timer and see how they go. We'll be back. Okay, these are the last ones. I think I said the last 4 I ran out of cheese, but I went ahead and wrapped them. And then this very last roll here, I ran out of pepperoni. But I think that's pretty good. What I did is I just opened it up and I spread butter on it, a little bit of, I don't know if I did garlic powder, but I did salt, and I did some Parmesan cheese and just rolled it up. I've got my air fryer over there preheating. I'm going to try 325 for 10 minutes and keep an eye on them, because I like for them to get a little bit browner. And make sure that these, see, they're firming up now. I have to see if I can get them off of here without ripping. See, that's why you might need parchment paper. I'm going to get a spatula, get underneath here. Make sure that they're setting kind of flat, like these two kind of fell over, but for the most part, they stood up pretty straight. But what's going to matter is dipping them in the sauce and see how they taste. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, folks, I recommend 325 for about 10 minutes. This is how it looks. I'll probably have a taste tester for you in a little bit. Here's my lovely mother. Michael's not home from work yet, so I thought maybe she would like to taste the pizza rolls and see how they are. And she's going to try it with the pizza sauce. She might try it without, and then she might dip it in the sauce. Whatever you want to do, Mom. Tear it apart or just take a bite into it. Whatever you want to do.
I want to take it apart. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, really good. Wow.
Well, get some of that pepperoni and try some of that sauce.
I like it plain, not sauce or something.
You like it plain?
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, well, Michael will let you know what he thinks when he gets home.
Thank you.
That's Mama's review. She likes it plain. You know, the pizza sauce is optional. You don't have to have it with that. Or you could always, you know, put a little bit of pizza sauce on it when you roll it up. You could do it that way too. Okay, we'll be back.
Thank you.
How you doing, YouTube? Here to taste test the air fried pizza rolls with sauce. Now, she said maybe not need the salt, so I'll let you know. I like salt. We'll see. Wow, I like it as is.
But I used lemon juice to cut down on the salt. But I would still recommend leaving the salt out.
Wow. That's restaurant quality. I mean, that's like really good. The sauce is amazing. The cheese, the meat, the roll. 2 thumbs up. Remember to check out Momma Jo's video on how she does it. Check out all of Momma Jo's videos. Come back and get you some more goodness. Thank you. That's amazing.